Hello and welcome to a new video about Datacake. Today I would like to show you one of our newest features, which is an outgoing webhook integration. On the sidebar in your workspace, in integration, you'll find the various integrations like external MQTT, Cake-Red, and there's now webhooks. This means that you can add a global webhook for that workspace, and all devices in that workspace will report their measurements or the payload decoder output to that endpoint URL that you provided. For this demonstration, I've been using this workspace where all those air nodes from Bluetooth Wireless are in, just to show you how this looks. This is the device placed around the world, bringing us these data here, and we are now providing a webhook for that workspace. For testing it, I'm using the Webhook site. This is a cool service, and you can create a custom webhook here. So we are copying it to the clipboard. This is a request from my Mac, so I'm going to delete that back into Datacake, and I'm going to provide the endpoint URL here and say this is like a test webhook. And now I can select what kind of webhook events I want to receive. So the decoder output, so everything that's coming out of our payload decoders, or the device measurements. This is after the database. So if there's new measurement values recorded, it will return them into the webhook and collect them. So for this use case, we're selecting the decoder output. Let's create the webhook by pressing on the button. And as you can see here, this is now active. You can click on that and then you can see, okay, this is the webhook integration, what it's doing. All the webhooks that have been triggered, succeeded, or the failed ones. And we can go now into the webhook site and wait for some new data from those AirNode devices. So yes, we have new data from those AirNode devices in Datacake, and you can see the webhooks are incoming here. So this is the decoder output webhook for these particular devices. And this is exactly the information that has been forwarded from the payload decoder. So this is the raw decoder output. You can use that now in your integrations on Node-RED or in your services, and you get all the data in real time that's inserted into Datacake and that's forwarded through the webhook integration. If we reload this page, we could also see, okay, this is, exactly what is coming over that payload decoder output. We would also see succeeded and failed decoder or webhooks. And what is so cool about that one here is, as you might remember, there are two different kinds of event types that we are sending with this webhook information. So one is decoder output and one is device measurement. The advantage when selecting decoder output is that, for instance, let's go into this here. What we can do is in a decoder, let's go into one of those decoders here. Let's see the decoder, and we can provide additional information. That means you can not only return things that are valid for the API. So usually you record things that you would like to record in the database, but you could also return something that is not on Datacake, but that your service needs. For example, what you can do here is you can return, I've just added this piece of code here that's not being recorded or recognized by the Datacake API, but it's forwarded over these decoders. And I'm just simply going to save this here. Let's clear the existing ones so we see how the data now looks on new webhooks that are now being forwarded through the webhook integration. And yes, we have another webhook coming from our webhook outgoing webhook integration. And what you can see here now is that the extra payload, which is not recognized by the Datacake API, is also included in the webhook. That means you could use our payload decoders on Datacake for some kind of serverless functions or whatever. And you can use that to provide extra data that is required by your backend or by your front-end services, your third-party services that you are going to connect with the outgoing webhook integration on Datacake. So this is it. This is how you can use our new outgoing webhook integration, which automatically forwards data coming from any of the devices that you have in your workspace. Inside a workspace, you simply can add multiple webhooks and different types, and it will automatically forward the information to any third-party service that you connect using a webhook. That's it. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.